A community, a spiritual, social community, is more than building buildings. Obviously, there has to be a focus on the internal spiritual connection. That really was our focus, which is to meditate together. We're eating together, we're working on the land together, and we were developing. And along the way, it turns out that most communities don't exactly get initially. People really have to get along. So it became clear most people were very resident and other people didn't fit in at all. And what is a gentle way to help people move out? Or sometimes people got it and didn't want to be part of it and just simply left. And that's the way it works. So slowly the social, interpersonal relationships began to develop. Actually, we had worked together before we came to the land in a variety of ways, so that was a good thing. And as we walked the land together and we did ceremony together, more connection happened. And for some people, less. And they knew, hey, this isn't really the right place. That's fair and that's good. And so our next part was not just working on the land, but exploring the energetics of the land. And that's a little different than permaculture because we actually went and experienced the energy flows on the land. And it was clear there was one particular place where the energy flowed through in a line from a kind of up on the mountain that seemed to be generating energy, and that's where we built the temple in alignment with that. We built our mikveh, which is a purification pool, and we built our dining hall. And that was where the line went. And then we said, where is the best place to put the garden? And so we began looking at those basics. Now, we were not living on the land physically. It really was almost a year before we did. I was part-time, half I was in Petaluma earning money to support the community, other half working on the land. So for really a year or two, I was really split in that way. And that had some strain on things such as with my wife, Nora. And as the community began to evolve, we got clear, and I'll say Nora got clear, she didn't really want to be part of a live food, vegan, spiritually focused community. Now, that was a hard piece. But part of being part of a community is your life begins to sort out about the next steps. So really within 2 years into the community, Nora and I decided mutually that this was not going to work for her. In fact, it was going to be kind of a negative for her. So, and I was very involved with the mission and the community, and it was not a time to step back, but it was a time to move forward. Our kids were in their mid to late 20s, and so part of the community brought us separating and actually creating a divorce. Friendly, but still a divorce has its difficult energies, naturally. So we went through that as part of the community and how it affected the community. But at this time, I was much more the leader in the community, and Nora had made her feelings pretty clear about what was important to her and what wasn't. And so that was a major lifestyle change on multiple levels. So when you really go into community, you, in many ways, get faced with what is my life going to be about. And it does challenge relationships. It can enhance relationships, or it can make you aware that that isn't the direction you want to go. Because when you have a family, you have a couple relationship, you have a community relationship, it gets more complicated and more sophisticated, and it takes a great deal of wisdom of how to work with that. That's one of the big lessons in community life. It's like, whoa, how do we work with this? People come together as single people, and then they form couples, and families happen, and families go through their different drifts because it's a different dynamic. So another aspect then of community is it's a social shift that people have to be forewarned about. It's natural, it's not bad or good, but it is something that happens. In each community, it's a social experiment, and then it's important to go into the idea of community with that in mind, and it is a challenge to your social commitments and relationships. And one has to be willing to look at that challenge and take it to its highest level. That's the beauty about life. Everything is a challenge, community is a challenge. It's not an idyllic situation. And in that challenge, we can grow and expand spiritually if we choose.